My secrets to success. Of everything in this course, these are the 5 key components that you must follow as a strategy for success. Now, obviously, we have the steps to success, but these are the things that you must be able to either come to or harness or whatever it is you need to do to get by. You need to make sure that you follow these secrets to success. First is be a pioneer. And that one was kind of already revealed in Break the Cycle. The best strategy is to step up with your own passion, ideas, and actions. For example, Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg. In the early 2000s to 2004, 2005, when he was in college, he created Facebook in order to communicate with students, his peers, on his campus. And then it just exponentially grew from there. Well, he was a pioneer because he had ideas. And if you remember, go back to Break the Cycle if you need a refresher on how to be a pioneer, because I covered that. And just to reiterate, just in a summary, being a pioneer means that you follow those steps to success, and you create and you precede, and then you seed that perfect idea, something that you know is going to get your foot in the door and make people kind of turn their heads and go, let me check this out. That's how you create a wonderful 6-figure type business, is through your ideas. And I can't reach through this recording and throw an idea. If every single person who takes this course, if I were to list 1, 2, 3 particular ideas and say this is what you should do in order to earn 6 figures, well, in that particular case, everyone who takes this course is then going to do that, and the market will be flooded and saturated. And that's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is show you the secrets, the steps you need to follow. Okay? So that's how that's going to happen. Next, you need to be the boss. And for some people, based on their personality types, this is going to be very difficult, but it's something that has to be done. Start your own business. Set your own rules. Hire your own people. Be proactive instead of reactive. And I'll give you an example of that. Myself. I am my own business owner. I own 2 businesses. I make the decision as to who stays and who goes, who I reward with more money, who I don't, who I pay more, who I pay less, who I don't bring back, which was a part of letting go, but maybe it's one of those things to where I have to make sure to look out for my best interest, because there's no one in this world who's looking out for your best interest more than you. Everyone's always thinking about themselves, and it's not really a selfish thing. If you think about it, it's in our minds. We are programmed. Our body, our mind is always cognitively thinking about ourselves, our existence. And yes, obviously we interact with other people, but you need to understand that you need to take control of yourself and everything around you that's going on. If I allowed myself to be succumb to all the different things in my environment when I was a child, I would still be in the trailer park right now, probably maybe even helping my dad sell drugs, sell methadone. But I really didn't want to do that. I did not allow myself to be downgraded to that level. And I decided to be my own boss, make my own decisions whenever I turned 17. And then it's only just been magnifying from there. This really has a lot to do with self-confidence. And one of the things I want you to also make sure you understand is if you go back to 2 videos ago when I talked about the secrets to success, I talked about the level of startup, and then whenever you start to grow your business, you have to make sure that you have the resources for that. You have to make sure to do what's best for yourself. And if that means you're going too fast and you need to slow down because things are taking off too fast and you don't have the capability to keep up with that, then you need to make sure to be the boss and say, hey, we're going to stop this. And sometimes being the boss is not always the best thing. What I mean by that is it's not always rainbows and unicorns. Sometimes being the boss means you do let someone go and you make them unhappy. Maybe that person who you hired as a friend 2 years ago just to help you out has now become a problem. And they think that because they are your closest friend in the company, they can get away with anything. So you have to be the boss and And you have to let them know that you're going to treat them the same way you'll treat the other 7 employees in your company. And they can't just keep walking into your office and sitting down and putting their feet up whenever you're going to go talk to them about something, because the other employees are noticing that. And if they have a problem with that, then you should let them go. You have to look out for you. You have to look out for your company. Okay? So that's another one. Be a multitasker. One of the biggest things that causes people to fail is that they put all of their eggs in one basket. And that is something that you shouldn't do, because sometimes baskets drop. Sometimes eggs get broke. And by saying that, what I obviously mean, I hope you don't take that literally, although that obviously has sometimes happened. The real result of that is sometimes businesses go under. Ideas go away. And it is the nature of the beast, which is the reason why you should ride the waves of things that go your way. So in other words, do not focus on only one idea or objective. Expand and ride the waves that give you the big results. When something starts hitting and it's really good and it's popular and it's making you money, focus your energy on that. But never focus only your energy on that alone, if that makes sense. Always have other projects that are going along with that are differentiated from it. And I'll give you an example. Selling a Kindle book versus a paper copy. There's nothing in the rule book that says Kindle's going to last forever. Kindle book. One of the things about Kindle that people don't particularly like is that you have to own a certain version of Kindle, which is licensed mostly by Amazon, in order to get that book. And some people don't like the fact that they have to associate Amazon with that Kindle book, because Amazon owns the rights to Kindle. Some people like being able to have their own digital copy without having to have a third-party ownership of that particular product. So there is a difference, because then you have the paper copy. So you'll have a hardback or a soft cover of your particular book, and even though people are trying to recycle and save money these days, there's nothing saying that you can't make money in that business as well. So if you were to have a book, I would recommend using different avenues of approach, because you might sell a ton of Kindle books, but what happens if for some reason Kindle loses popularity, and the next thing you know, you're not making any money anymore because you decided you were making too good of money to worry about expanding your business. And then you turn into Blockbuster. If there's anyone who used to work for Blockbuster, or if the CEO of Blockbuster is watching this, I apologize. But it's the truth and you know it. Moving on, a part of being aware is security. You need to make sure that you protect your content. You need to make sure that you protect your customers, because if your customers feel like they've been breached, they're most likely not going to come back. If you've compromised their email address and flooded them with spam because you wanted to make a cheap buck and sell their email addresses, then that's probably not going to be favorable on their part. They're not going to like you. If you decide that you're not going to encrypt customers' personal information on their websites or financial information on servers, and it gets hacked, then you could be held responsible for that. So you need to be aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. And then you need to be aware of your competition. What are they selling certain products at that are comparable to yours? What are they doing that's different from you that might be driving customers over to them and making conversions? You need to understand that, and you need to undercut that. This is the kind of business where in America, and also now moving toward the world, where it is something that you're going to constantly be competitive with other businesses for. So you're going to offer a product, and you're going to offer this service and this feature at this price that people can't turn away, and that might go well for you for a certain amount of time until your competitor realizes that they can do this and this and this and change this. And then you start having, one of the things that you'll realize is that customers unless you really get a targeted audience and you really focus on that personability factor and you develop a fan base who really appreciates just you as a person or a company and what you do and what you bring to the table, they are not just going to follow you for the sake of following you. A customer will usually go with the best deal or the best perceived value. Not always the cheapest, but just the best perceived value. So I'll give you an example. Price and features comparison for Apple. Apple makes products that are very unique to their company brand, and they sell those products for a price that is completely differentiated from the market in most cases. But people still buy their products, and Apple has not went under. Why? Apple has followed successfully these successful business steps, and more so than anything, Apple has been a great pioneer of ideas. Put forth the best products that makes people really want to be a part of that business. Makes them want to buy it. Makes them want to just say, hey, I want that in my life. And whenever you can differentiate that product and you can bring things to the table that are so unique that people will pay twice as much for, then that's when you know you're doing really good, because you are creating a customer base that is very unique. You're controlling your product. You have rights to your product. You have rights to the uniqueness of your product and the features in it, such as Amazon and Kindle, for example. That is where you want to be. And then lastly, we want to be social. You want to expand your business exponentially by reaching audiences that might not have heard about your business in the local newspaper. Twitter, YouTube, Google+, Facebook, and every other kind of social website you can imagine. You can have the best idea or product in the world, but it will never matter unless others hear or see it. And this is not just an investment thing. Oh, well, let me tell this person about this because I think they should invest. Customers need to know about what you're doing. They need to know about your latest product, your latest invention, your latest gadget, your latest service, your latest idea. Whatever it is that you're doing, your customers need to be aware, because they need to know that you are looking out for their best interests and trying to provide the best product, and they need to be able to trust that so that you can convert and make them customers so that they can spend money. And that's how you develop that. Being social equals conversions. Being social equals conversions. I cannot say that enough. Expanding, creating websites, creating apps, coupon codes. If you don't believe me, go back to the previous video about A Brave New World and just listen a little bit about what's going on there. So these are the secrets to success, and one of the things that you're going to find is that I will use these secrets to success in future courses, and I'm going to break them down, and we are going to really get down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to this, and very specific. What are the steps for this? What are the steps for that? How can I do that in this scenario? What if this happens? I really want to cover that. So I want to thank you for listening to the Secrets to Success, and I wish you luck in implementing them.